Do you find masterful robbers and thieves fascinating? Ray Bowman and William Kirkpatrick made up a bank robbing team that earned the FBI nickname the Trenchcoat Bank Robbers. These two hardmen pulled off 28 successful bank robberies, taking well over $8 million between 1982 and 1997, including the largest successful bank robbery in the United States, with over $4,461,000. How were the Trenchcoat robbers able to pull off the largest bank robbery in the history of the US? Were they ever caught? Kindly subscribe and turn on the notification button so you don't miss out on more recent cases. Now on to the story. William Arthur Billy Kirkpatrick was a notorious shoplifter back in the 70s. He was a well-known record album booster who would shoplift trunkloads of record albums and other goods before fencing it at a popular record store in Kansas City named Tiger Records. Tiger Records was well known for always having the latest albums, which always sold for a ridiculously large discount of up to 75% off the sticker price. Tiger Cardarella, the owner of Tiger Records, was part of the Italian mafia and had several stable record boosters. Tiger always had a long list of record albums, watches, tennis rackets, and leather coats, among other things he needed. William Kirkpatrick and several other record boosters always had the trunks of their cars filled with these shoplifted items delivered to Tiger. During one of those deliveries, Kirkpatrick reunited with his longtime buddy, Ray Bowman, who was also one of Tiger's record album boosters. Kirkpatrick and Bowman had known each other for quite a long time, and it didn't take long for them to start working together. Bowman was a big spender, always dressed in expensive clothes, splurging on club girls and cocaine, limos, and $1,000 dinners with his friends. With Kirkpatrick also drawn to life in the fast lane, it didn't take long for them to graduate from boosting records to bank robberies. After the first few bank robberies, they soon perfected their craft. They were very careful, resided in separate states to make it difficult for the police to make a connection between the two, and always traveled to a different location for their next target, never robbing any bank close to their homes. They spent months blending in with the locals while staking out the target bank and carefully planning their next heist. They were armed with guns, wigs, fake beards, sunglasses, gloves, and several disguises. Kirkpatrick and Bowman were always successful with each heist, thanks to their careful planning and many disguises. Still, one thing was always constant in every robbery. They were always wearing trench coats. The FBI had no clue who they were, so they were named the Trenchcoat Bank Robbers. In January 1997, 57-year-old Kirkpatrick and 53-year-old Bowman set out to land one final big score. They checked into a local hotel in Tacoma, Washington, ate at the finest restaurants, and even attended a piano concert while carefully surveying the Seafirst Bank of Lakewood. These pre-heist activities lasted for a full month. Finally, they figured out that the bank always collected a large amount of cash on payday from a nearby army base, an Indian casino, and the excess cash of other branches of Seafirst Bank. So on February 10, 1997, using a master key he had crafted himself, Kirkpatrick stole a brand new Grand Cherokee Jeep, which they used to drive to the bank. Dressed in FBI hats, sunglasses, gloves, and trench coats, with earpieces attached to the police scanners, Kirkpatrick used a prying tool to open the side door of the bank to get into the lobby. Seeing only a few female employees, they quickly had them tied to several carts, which they had unloaded into duffel bags with zip ties, and left the bank with duffel bags filled with well over $4 million in cash, weighing over 350 pounds. The FBI flooded the city, staging roadblocks and searching every motel and hotel in the vicinity, and found the getaway car had no prints, and the Trenchcoat robbers were long gone. Kirkpatrick and Bowman had moved south, where they checked into a motel in Portland, Oregon, split the cash in half, and each made their way home through different routes. With well over $2 million each, the Trenchcoat robbers had made history. They had pulled off the largest bank robbery in the US and had gotten away with it. But having all that cash became their undoing. Kirkpatrick had given his girlfriend, Myra Penny, $188,000 in cash to pay for their newly built log cabin in rural Hovland, Minnesota. She placed the cash in brown paper bags and handed it over to the log builder named Michael Senti, whom she had a heated argument about some final touches to the customized cabin. Senti, upset because of the argument, found the cash payment suspicious and reported it to the IRS. As a result, the IRS paid a visit to their customized cabin in Hovland. Unable to verify the source of income of both David Wilson, Kirkpatrick's alias at the time, and Myra Penny, they alerted the FBI. While the IRS was investigating Kirkpatrick and his girlfriend in Minnesota, Bowman made a few silly mistakes of his own. First, he forgot to pay the owner of the mini storage unit where he stashed a cache of guns and disguises, and the owner who found the suspicious items in storage reported it to the ATF. The ATF then placed a wiretap in Bowman's phone, where they heard suspicious conversations between Bowman and someone in Hovland, Minnesota. With the IRS in his home, Kirkpatrick panicked. He had stashed the bulk of his loot from the Seafirst bank robbery in a safety deposit box in Las Vegas and was afraid that the authorities might discover the loot. So he drove 1,700 miles to the bank in Las Vegas to retrieve his loot, only to get pulled over by a state trooper on his way back to Minnesota for driving 7 miles per hour over the speed limit. Caught with a car filled with cash, Kirkpatrick was on edge, and it didn't take long for the state trooper to notice. After searching the vehicle for drug money, the state trooper found guns, a few disguises, and a pair of foot lockers with the bulk of Kirkpatrick's loot, nearly $2 million in cash. Kirkpatrick was immediately arrested, with the state trooper having no idea that he had just nabbed one of the famous Trenchcoat Bank Robbers who were high on the FBI's wanted list. Searching their lovely cabin had also uncovered a picture of Ray Bowman and his family inside said cabin. Warrants were issued for a search of Bowman's house, which uncovered even more evidence: $480,000 in cash, with bundles still in Seafirst bank wrappers. With the FBI having all the needed evidence, a grand jury immediately indicted the Trenchcoat robbers. Seeing no way out of the jam that they were in, Penny begged her boyfriend Kirkpatrick to tell the truth and to admit his crimes. He then pleaded guilty to 4 out of 28 bank robberies that the FBI had connected him to, but he could only be charged with 3 of the robberies because the statute of limitations had run out on the rest. Thus, he was sentenced to 15 years and 8 months in prison and was released after serving his full sentence. On the other hand, his buddy Bowman decided to try his luck in court and got a 24-year sentence for his efforts. Just when these men were about to retire, their desire to lead a quiet civilian lifestyle, evidenced by the customized cabin, led them to getting caught. I hope you enjoyed this video. The next video about to pop up on the right side of your screen is sure to leave you at the edge of your seat. Remember to hit subscribe and hit the notification bell so you'll be the first to know when another video drops. Thanks for watching!